Hello everyone, I just want to make a video sermon today. I think it's going to be one verse. I'm going to be in Acts 1:11 in the King James Version of the Bible. And it said, well maybe I'll read three verses. Acts 1:9 through 11. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which said, Ye men of Galilee, why ye stand gazing up into heaven? This same Jesus which is taken from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Why stand ye here gazing? That's what I want to talk about. We've got too many gazers. I did some series on different things, and right now I guess you call these the verses, VERSUS series. Today I'm going to be talking about the difference participants versus spectators, gazers versus people that's in the doing something. It says to gaze means to look steadfastly and intently. So you're not doing anything. You're just an onlooker. I want to ask you, in the game of life, if you permit me to term it that way, we're enrolled automatically. We didn't ask to be in this life. At least I can't remember anything about it, but I'm in here, and I'm glad I'm a child of God. But in this game of life, are you a participator? Or are you just on the sidelines merely looking on? You know, when you get invited to a meal, do you just sit there and watch the rest eat? Or do you dig in? Myself, if it's good, I'm going to dig in. Just looking at it's not going to help you any. I've explained to you that whenever I come home in the afternoon, if my wife's got my favorite meal, which consists of pinto beans, fried potatoes, and cornbread, the first thing I could do, I could smell it as I come to the door. I thought, man, she got something good. And then the next thing probably is I could see it on the stove. And if she got those fried potatoes, I can hear them popping in the pan. I could even go over there and pick up a potato with my fingers. But when I see it, smell it, hear it, touch it, I'm not full. My little girl, she's grown now, got grandkids, but Sister Tanya Gaines, when she was little, she'd ask her mother, said, Mother, Mama, can I eat these potatoes with my fingers? She liked to do that. And she'd say, if we got company, you can. If we don't have company, if it's just me and Daddy and your brother, you can. So none of that's made me full. The only thing is when I get up to the table and I start raking it in and start tasting, that's what helps me. I see people without an appetite, and it's such a sad thing. Do you no good being a spectator and eating. Teacher, I remember when I was in school, the teacher called roll, call my name and other people's names. Some would say present, some would say here. I might have told her here. I might have told her present. I usually said here. I might have told her here, but that didn't mean my mind was there at that location. I see people sitting in the church, but it doesn't appear that they're really there. We got stained glass windows at the church. I've got a window right here. I can see out of it. But at church, you can't see out of it. If you could, some people would be looking out the window like we did at school. We looked out the window. We watched airplanes or birds or something moving outside. But in church, I see people. They're not participating. Their mind is not on the subject. They're fiddling with a psalm book or playing with a baby. Their body is there, but their mind is somewhere else. Participants versus spectators. My brother, he used to have some sayings. I really liked them. The one that passed away this past August. And he said, you can't get in the game without a uniform. You might try to get in the game, but they know who the members of the team are. You've got to have the Spirit of God to get in this game. and that spirit knows the difference and knows whether you're on the team or not. You can use all your senses while eating, but if you don't taste, as I said a while ago, you get no good at it. A ship in the port is safe, but that's not what ships are made for. You know, you can have that ship in the port and it can be clean, it can look pretty, but it'd be better for a dirty ship out in the water doing what it's intended to do than one sitting in a harbor. You know, if you're in life, you can say, well, I'm afraid I get hurt. I'm afraid that this or that. If you don't get out in the, you're going to get hurt. But if you don't, you're going to come down to death, and you're might be in good shape, but that way, but you won't with God. If you want to play a game, go to where it's played. Find out a way to get in. Things happen when you get in the game. Go to church. And I've just always had the mind that if I can't be, some people, if they can't be the lead dog, they don't want to be in the race at all. I just want to be in there. I'm so thankful God made me, called me and sent me to be a minister. But if not that, before I was a minister, I was working and trying to help somebody. There's not many people that claims to be a child of God. Some won't glorify Him, but somebody that is desperate, they're a participant, and they will glorify God if they have to. They may step right on your pocketbook. Some people you never hear from them. And I know people that I've met on jobs and things like that. If you pressed them and said something about, are they a Christian, they'd say, well, I hope so. This is too important to hope so. Some people tell you they are, but you never see it in their actions. You never see it in their life. They may belong to the church, but outside of that, you can't see the evidence of it. I heard a little story, and it was called, preparing for the picnic, and illustration was, if everyone is invited to a picnic and asked to bring a covered dish, one person was told to bring hamburgers, one pork chops, one mashed potatoes, one bread, etc. Now imagine how that would be to the person that was organizing this thing if one came in with a cow, another one brought a pig, and another one a sack of potatoes, and one brought a sack of flour. It wouldn't help. I mean, you'd have to prepare all that stuff after you got there. No one could enjoy the meal because no one took the time to prepare the food. And it's the same way with us when we go to church. You can't wait till you get through the threshold of the church to start preparing. I know I'm not talking about making up a sermon or making up a testimony, but if you prepared all week, by the time you get to church, you'll be ready. But we have about we had about 3 or 4 picnics a week back in the day before the coronavirus. And we can prepare for the meetings. If we've loved everybody, if we've been humble, if we've tried to help people, call about people, when we get to church, we can't hardly wait to do our part. I'm not afraid to die. I've told you that before. But I am afraid of dying before I get what I need done. I was thinking about the eagles. I don't know if this is going to blend in good or not, but it's come to my mind about the eagles. The mother eagle, she builds a nest, and she builds it like this. Cushy on the inside, and the sticks are sticking out. And she's got the young in here, and it's cushy. And she goes and they go get the food, and they bring it back. The little eaglet doesn't have to do anything. But after a while, the eaglet is eating, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and the nest is not getting any bigger. And she turns the sticks from this way back to this way on the inside. Now the sticks are poking the eaglet, and it's bigger, and the nest is getting smaller, and he's got brothers and sisters or whatever, and so he has to leave the nest. And that is the way it is with us. I talked to our church about playing offense and playing defense. If you could understand what I'm saying, offense, defense. Let's say defense. Defense is if the weather's good tomorrow, I might have a good day. If somebody speaks to me, I might speak to them. If somebody calls me, I might talk to them. But offense is I'm going to have a good day. If it rains tomorrow, I don't know if I can have a good day. But offense is I'm going to have a good day tomorrow, no matter what. If they don't, I'm going to initiate shaking hands. And that's offense. We need to live with a sense of purpose. We need to have a mission and a vision for our life. Things that you're passionate about. You need to have something that, well, like this for me. I can't hardly wait for the day. I'm anxious for the day to get started. You need something that you would work for nothing, but them paying you is just a bonus. But there are things that we shouldn't participate. We shouldn't participate in participation in church is what I'm talking about. Onlookers and participants. But we shouldn't participate in talking about people. We shouldn't participate in negative thinking or negative talking. We need to be involved in service, though. In 1 Timothy 3:1-3, it said, "This is a true sin. If the man desire the office of bishop, he desire for good work. A bishop must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality." I believe in that. Apt to teach, not given to wine, no striker. To move up in the offices of the church, you can't be a striker. Something don't suit you, and you just cross your hands and blow up or puff up or whatever you want to call it. God can't use that kind of person on his team. He needs somebody that's going to not be he's going to be a participator and not a spectator. Went a little longer than I meant to, but this is an important subject. If you need me, my number is 256-508-4410, and if I can't get back to you right away, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. May God bless you, is my prayer.